guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So today we're finally going to do like my final thoughts for the fall season of 2018 anime. And I know this is like so late, but I was actually waiting until Surune was over and I was done watching like a lot of the dubbed shows because again, I do have a subscription to Funimation, so I want to make as much use of it as possible. So that's why I picked a couple. I think I picked a lot that were dubbed, but anyway, mostly the ones that I picked up dubbed were ones that I wasn't like all that into. But anyway, I will let you guys know which ones were the ones that were okay. That's the best way that I can put those that I was like, yeah, about. So I guess let's go ahead and start off with Bunny Girl Senpai. So this one I actually did not pick up at first and was not interested at all, just because I'm not gonna lie, I just looked at the visual alone and I was like, yeah, no, this is definitely not gonna be for me. Which the visual, I should not judge an anime by its visual. I really shouldn't, and I should stop doing that. But after hearing like a lot of people talk about this one and hearing so many good things about it, I was like, you know what, let me check it out, see what all the fuss is about. And I'm really glad that I did pick it up. And I mean, it was really good. It definitely surprised me because I thought it was just gonna be just about like the girl with her bunny girl outfit, and I was just, that's why it threw me off. I was like, it's not gonna be anything too good, or not good, but something that I wouldn't be into. But like I said, it proved me wrong, and I'm really glad it did, and it had like a really good story overall going for it. And I really liked getting to know the characters. There were a lot of girl characters in this, and I gotta say, like, my favorite character in this was Futaba. I think she was best girl in this show. I don't know, I just loved her the most, and seeing like just all these people go through different problems and seeing how like they fix them and see how they basically how they can overcome their problems that they're struggling with in their life. All right, moving on to the next one, which is Irozuku. I've been seeing it pronounced two different names and it's always like either one, but whichever. It's the one that's called The World in Colors. And this one, I will say I had very low expectations with this one. And I'm really glad that I had low expectations with this one because it just blew me away. First off, visually, it was stunning. I love the visuals for this one. It is done by PA Works, so if you guys have watched any of PA Works' previous stuff, then you might like this one. I know not a lot of people enjoy this one because of its pacing, but I personally didn't have a problem with the pacing. I thought it felt really natural, and by the end of it, I felt like everything just kind of came together, and by the end of it, I felt very bittersweet. That's the best way I can describe how I felt like finishing this anime, and I loved it. I loved every second of it, and I'm really glad, as I said, I picked it up. And this series is more character driven, so if you don't really like that, it's not going to be for you. But I personally think this was a hidden gem among everything that was out during the fall season, and I definitely think that you guys should check it out and give it a chance. It might surprise you like it did me. And I guess I'll give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what this is about, even though I did do, actually, you know what? I did do a video talking about this one in my 12 days of anime, so if you guys want to check that out and like know more about this one, check that video out because I just talk about it a little bit more in depth and tell you guys like what I thought of it so far. But that video I actually posted when it was still airing, so yeah. But I mean, I have like my feelings since I made that video haven't changed. I still love it. I loved every bit of it. I loved all the characters. As I said, all the characters you just can't help but like. They're just so lovable. But I think my favorite character in this was the grandmother, which was Kohaku. She was like the most fun out of everybody. I mean, not saying that she wasn't, because the other girl with the glasses, which I forgot her name, she was a really fun character too that I absolutely love. She was such a joy to have around in this series. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this series is just, it's wonderful. You guys need to check it out. Alright, next one that I finished was the Zombieland Saga. So this one, another one that really surprised me. I had no clue what I was getting myself into, and the only reason why I even picked this up is because of Mamoru Miyano. If you guys are new here and don't know me that well, then hi, I absolutely love Mamoru Miyano. He's one of my favorite Japanese voice actors. I mean, for crying out loud, I have freaking photos that came from the CDs that I've bought from him. But anyway, yeah, I love him and I love every character that he's voiced, and of course he is in Zombieland Saga. He is the manager, which is, his name is Kotaro. And before I even watched the first episode of Zombieland Saga, I know Crunchyroll posted like this video that had Mamoru Miyano and he was dressed up as his character, and I was so confused watching that video and just the way that Mamoru Miyano was acting, and which at the same time I wasn't too surprised because this is Mamoru Miyano. This is kind of like a usual thing for him. But at the end of the video he said, he's like, you guys will understand why I'm dressed this way and why I'm acting this way once you watch Zombieland Saga. And I was like, oh, I was like, I swear to God, if I don't like this one, I'm gonna feel bad because Mamoru Miyano's in this and I always love his voice acting. But anyway, I was really surprised, as I said, and I think everybody was just as surprised as I was because, like I said, we had no idea what to expect with it. Like, there was no synopsis. The PV didn't really tell us much other than I thought this was gonna be like some type of horror anime, and it wasn't. It's such a fun, silly little anime based on like these zombie idol girls, and I loved every minute of this anime. Like, it was really, really fun to watch. And I like getting to know the girls. I mean, there was like 2 girls that we didn't get to know that there's still quite a bit of mystery behind them, which is Yugiri and Tai. And also the manager, Kotaro, because we still don't know anything about him other than that little bit of information that we got at the very end of the episode, which was like at the very end of the series. Which, by the way, I definitely think that we're probably gonna get a season 2 just because of how they left things. It was left on a cliffhanger and I was left with a lot of questions, and I was like, there's no way they're gonna leave us hanging, right? But anyway, it was just, like I said, it was fun to see, like, get to know the girls and seeing what their lives were like when they were alive and how exactly they died. But yeah, I mean, that's all I really gotta say with Zombieland Saga. Next one on my list is ssss.gridman. Yeah. Okay, this one. Let me just start off by saying I will not watch again. The dub was pretty good. But I mean, Clifford Chapin was the ADR director, and that's actually the only reason why I picked it up in the first place. Otherwise, I probably don't think I would have picked it up. A lot of Trigger's works usually are a hit or miss with me, so that's why I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I give it a shot at least, you know? This one, here's the deal with this one. The first half of it just wasn't all that interesting, and I definitely think that if you were to watch this one, you would probably end up dropping it after like 3 episodes or so. And it doesn't really get interesting until like half of the way through, which is really unfortunate. It's kind of like, why would you wait until like towards the end of it to get things rolling and interesting for me to continue watching it? Like, it was, like I said, it's really unfortunate, and I know it had like a little bit of a fan base going for it. But personally for me, if you were to ask me if I would recommend it to you, I would actually tell you to skip it, just because of the way that I felt. Like I said, the first half you really have to push yourself to watch it if you really want to get to the good stuff, which, as I said, it was really unfortunate, and it's just, I don't know, this anime just wasn't for me. The only good thing I really have to say is, as I said earlier, the dub was good. And I actually liked Akane's character the most out of everybody. Everyone else, I'm not too sure about. But anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is Bloom Into You. So Bloom Into You is another one that really surprised me, and I'm so glad I picked it up. So this one, if you want a good romance to watch Bloom Into You. It is such a cute, sweet, little fluffy romance. Oh my Jesus, like, it's so adorable. Your heart will explode with so much cuteness, I guarantee you. Watching Bloom Into You, I literally felt like I was in high school again, falling in love for the first time. It basically brought up a lot of feelings, you know, how I felt when you have a crush and stuff like that, just like cute little memories, and like, I don't know, like, it just made me think of like those moments, you know? And I think it did a pretty good job of what it's like to fall in love, what it's like to have a crush, what it's like to have a one-sided love too. You know, we have our main characters, Yu and Nanami. Nanami is a character that is struggling to accept herself, basically, and she basically is just trying really hard to keep up this perfect image that everybody sees as. And then we have Yu, who for some reason can't figure out why she can't fall in love and why she can't feel the way that everyone else feels when they talk about love. It hasn't come for her. And then we have another character that I absolutely love from the series, which was Sayaka. I think her backstory was the most interesting out of everybody. Like, I loved her the most, because she has like this whole thing of like, you know, her being in love with her best friend and not being able to tell her feelings because she is afraid of what's gonna happen if she's gonna be rejected or stuff like that. And like, she just finds comfort in being there for her. Like, this is all she can do. And she just wants to stay by her side. And I don't know, I just felt like out of everybody, she was like the most relatable. And yeah, I mean, this was a really cute girls love anime. If you, like I said, if you want to watch a cute little romance, definitely check out Bloom Into You. Alrighty, moving on. Next one is Tsurune. So Tsurune, I actually finished this week. It just finished airing. Okay. So for this part, when I'm talking about Tsurune, I know this is a little bit off, but when I was editing my video, this is a few days after, actually a week after I filmed this video that you guys are watching, my camera stopped recording in the middle of what I was saying, so I had to redo this. So this is why this looks a little bit different. Anyways, I guess let's just go ahead and talk about Tsurune. My final impressions on it. So with Tsurune, I did watch it a second time, and I think I loved it even more the second time. There's just a lot of things that I liked about Tsurune. First of all, it's done by Kyoto Animation, so you guys already know just by hearing that it's going to be visually stunning. But I think Tsurune was probably like the most underrated anime during the fall season. I know not a lot of people liked it, and most of the hate came from the people that read the light novels. Which when I read the comments for that, I was like, okay, like, I don't know, I feel like if I say something, it would just go wrong either way. But I almost feel like they were kind of nitpicking because there were just some things that they changed in the anime, but they weren't like anything major. But again, I only read like a small little amount of these negativity comments, but which most of them were on Tumblr, so that probably tells a lot. But other than that, the people that have watched Tsurune really love it for what it is, and I thought it was really good. The characters is basically the main reason why I loved it. I was so invested in each of these characters, mainly this beautiful man that we meet towards the end of the first episode, which is Takigawa Masaki. He was probably like the most relatable character in this series ever, which if you watch Tsurune, you'll understand why I say that he's relatable. But it was really like nice to see like Masaki kind of vent out and like talking about like what it's like being an adult, like feeling kind of lost and wandering life, and how he basically says, you know, when I was a kid, all these adults seemed like they had their shit together, but now that I'm an adult, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I was like, wow, like this is getting a little too real too quick. And we kind of see that throughout Tsurune little by little, which is kind of reassuring, and it almost makes me feel like it's okay to be lost in life. It's okay not to have all the answers, which I thought was really awesome. But other than that, I do gotta say that there is a few things I wished they would have, you know, put a little bit more, how do I put this? Like, not detail, but like a little bit more backstory in. First off, let's talk about one of the characters that I felt like was a little bit underdeveloped, and that was Shu, because there was times where I felt like, I don't know, he was just kind of, I really can't explain it. It almost felt like they didn't know what direction to go with him, because he kept kind of going like back and forth. It almost felt like he wanted to be the bad guy, but at the same time not. Basically, at the end of the day, the way that I felt with Shu was that he basically, you know, at the end of the day, he does care for Minato, and that's all that matters. But I do wish we would have gotten like a little bit more backstory on him, and like just basically see things through his point of view instead. That way we can get a better understanding of, you know, this character, if that makes any sense. So that was one of the things I kind of wish they would have done a little bit better. Like the whole rivalry with Kirisaki, I wish they would have like developed that a little bit better too, because I feel like we don't really know them as a team other than, you know, they're supposed to be like the top people that you're supposed to like beat. Like basically they're the ones that are good, but that's all we know, is that they're good, and that's it. We don't know too much about like the team itself and these characters. The only ones that we know is like a little bit about Shu and about the annoying ass twins, which they aren't annoying, it's just these two tend to pick a fight every time with our main boys, and it's kind of like frustrating because they tend to shit talk a lot, and in the last episode it kind of bites them back in the ass, which I will not say too much about that, but it does come back to bite them. And I thought that was really interesting to see. So it kind of, hopefully, that if we do get a second season, it makes them a little bit more humble and careful about what they should say and not. Another thing that I wish that they would have given us more backstory was like between Onogi and Anao. We know that they're pretty close, and I think since I rewatched it, I know that one of the girls said that they were like cousins or something. I don't know, but like I kind of want to know more backstory between these two because they are pretty close. And another thing, I think this is probably like the last thing that I wish they would have like told us more about, is how Masaki knows Onogi, because at the very, what was it? Towards the end of the second episode, or maybe like third episode, one of those two, we see that he knows Masa-san, and we never get back to that. And that was like one of the things I was really curious about, and I was like, hello, like, are we gonna get back to that? So yeah, I mean, if they were to give us a second season, I hope that they get back to that, like, and tell us more information on that, so because I really would like to know. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like all the, like the things that I was like, man, I wish that they would have like, you know, told us more about this, you know. But as I said, other than that, I loved it. I love Surune. It was a really good one. At least I think it was. It's definitely one that made its way into my heart. It's definitely one that I will continue to rewatch over and over again, and I will never get tired of it. And I cannot wait for Sentai to release its Blu-ray DVD. So yeah, that's all I gotta say with Sudanin, and I will continue on talking about the next thing that I'm gonna talk about. So yeah, let's move on. Alrighty, so the last final two that I watched this season is Golden Kamuy Season 2, which, I mean, it's Golden Kamuy. It's silly, it's bizarre, it can get serious sometimes. I love it. I love how insane Golden Kamuy can get. Like, it's so freaking hilarious. It's definitely, like I said, like not what you expect it to be. I also love that we got a little bit of man service this season. Definitely was not expecting that. I love the episode where the boys eat like the otter meat and they start to like they start to see themselves kind of like sexy, which I thought was so hilarious. Oh my Jesus. And then the other one where they're at the hot springs and you see like these close-ups of them being naked, which is freaking hilarious. I actually watched this dub because of Ian Sinclair. I love him. So I think he did a fantastic job with Sugimoto, and it's so funny hearing this dub. Like, it's kind of hilarious. But anyway, also David McGarna is in this, which I also love him. He's one of my favorite dub voice actors. So anyway, yeah, I think that's all I gotta say with Golden Kamuy. I mean, it's Golden Kamuy. What is there not to like? Alright, so the last and final one that I'm gonna talk about, which is the only one that I dropped this season, and that is Tokyo Ghoul Re, which is like, I guess, the second half of it. Yeah, this one for obvious reasons, I dropped it. I actually am in the anime only when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know too much about it, but I feel like I was able to follow the story pretty well up until this time around. It was really hard to follow. I was really confused. I could obviously tell that there was a lot of stuff missing, and I just didn't care. It was like constant fighting and fighting and fighting, so I was just like, okay, I'm kind of over this. Like, it's just kind of pointless to have all these fights without any backstory at least. So I was just kind of like, you know what? Let me drop this because I am bored. Actually, scratch that. That wasn't the last one. Oops, my bad. The last one, for sure this time, that I'm going to talk about is Double Decker. So this one, I'm actually even surprised I didn't even drop it. I probably should have, because honestly, I thought it was okay. It wasn't anything too special, too great or anything. The only reason why I even watched it was because it was done by the same people that have done Tiger and Bunny. So that's the only reason why, because I absolutely love Tiger and Bunny. And I don't know, I guess I expected a lot from it. I really don't know, honestly, what to tell you guys with this one. It's basically more of a comedy than anything. It didn't take itself too seriously, which is fine and all, but like for me, it just, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. There were a couple of interesting episodes in this, but other than that, I was just kind of like, eh. I basically kind of just had this on. I watched it dubbed, and I pretty much just watched it when I was busy doing something, like when I was editing my videos or something like that, because I honestly just wasn't that invested in it, to be honest. So I would definitely say to skip this one. I really don't, like I said, I really don't know. If you guys have seen it, let me know what you guys thought about it, because I was just kind of like, eh? Like, it's definitely nothing too fantastic and nothing too, like, great. I feel like maybe you might enjoy this one if you haven't watched Tiger and Bunny, because I think that's why I was so disappointed with this one, because I had it up here when I shouldn't have. So I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you guys with this one. But like, honestly speaking, if you guys were to ask me, hey, do you recommend this? I would be like, you really aren't missing out on anything. So I would skip it and watch something else. Anyways, now I am done for sure. So hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing me ramble on about everything that I watched this season and what I thought about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. If you guys have seen any of these, what were your favorites for the fall season, because there was a lot of good ones out there. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!